Hi everyone at the Midlands Business Networking event. First of all, just like to say we're delighted to be here and to help and support the work that these guys are doing. It's been such a brilliant, well attended event, especially in the times that we're currently in. I think it's fantastic, and it just goes to show how the whole business community have adapted to working in an unusual way, in a way that we've never kind of had to work before. So thanks for the opportunity for allowing me to show my face and say a few things. So first of all, obviously from Glide, we hope that everyone out there is safe and well. We know people are finding things very difficult, and everyone's adapting and dealing with things in their own ways, and some better than some worse. So everyone's thinking about you guys, and together I think the light is approaching the end of the tunnel, and hopefully we can make it through this. So Glide, who are we? So Glide is a company based in Coventry, ultimately used to be called WarwickNet, and WarwickNet, now Glide, are a company that saw an opportunity in the marketplace to help businesses in hard to reach areas, community centres, outer urban industrial estates, science parks, innovation centres that seem to have been left behind, shall we say, in connectivity especially. Many customers that we have always been left with either an ADSL service, or very low kind of level of service, or have been pushed down the route of having to fork out for lease lines. In today's world, lease lines are a lot more competitive, but historically, kind of when WarwickNet was around to start off with, these lease lines and these dedicated connectivity services were hundreds and hundreds, even thousands of pounds, which pushed them out of the reach of many businesses. So we found an opportunity in which we could go to these areas and provide a whole suite of connectivity options, from kind of FTTC, fibre to the cabinet services of 4010 speeds, right up to 100 over 40 meg speeds on a copper service, which was quite unheard of. We've evolved, and we can now provide full fibre services into businesses that historically have been left behind, and right up to gig on gig, 10 gig lease lines. We as a business work in many verticals, and providing connectivity to the SME market is one of those verticals. We are also the UK's largest provider of connectivity in student accommodations and student homes and houses. We also provide connectivity into the new build to rent sector. We help serviced office buildings with their connectivity and their pervasive Wi-Fi, and anything internet basically is our bag. One of the cool things that we are able to do as a business is help people maximize the opportunities to use modern technology. So if we take COVID, for example, at the drop of a hat, a year ago today, actually, as I'm recording this, Mr. Johnson came on the television and said, right, everybody now has to stay home. And to many businesses, that came as a real shock. We in the telecoms industry have been talking for a long time about people moving to the cloud and using other types of services, so getting rid of the hardwired phone, for example, and using a cloud service or a hosted voice service. And I suppose COVID gave us a real life business case as to how connectivity can allow people to basically work from anywhere with many tools that are available in the marketplace. So we think that kind of an internet really is something that should be a utility. You should have it as a thing that you need, as opposed to a luxury item. So just like your gas and your electricity and things like that. And we also know that internet is now so important in life that, like electricity, you wouldn't be with a supplier if your electricity kept getting cut off on a regular basis, and if you could move to a better one, you would. And in the same way that we, you know, with your broadband and your internet, you expect it to be on all the time. And one of the things that we pride ourselves on is that we are a business grade internet connectivity provider. So a really cool thing that people would have seen is working from home and working in, you know, using conventional types of connectivity or consumer level connectivity, shall we say. You'll have noticed the certain times of day when everybody was online and your connectivity speeds dropped, or even the connection dropped. And that's a result of basically a highly contended network. So the equivalent of having a 5-bedroom house and all the showers and all the taps being on at the same time. The pressure's going to go, and the experience in one shower is not going to be as good than if there was no other taps on. So that's kind of, you know, the way that is the easiest way to explain it. So we provide really low contended business grade services. So one of the things that we can pride ourselves on is, for example, our copper services. Now, I know that copper, and there's a lot of news and banging the drum about copper services being turned off in 2025, and that is correct. It's an old technology. The exchanges and the coppers are getting wound down with stop cells, and everyone is going to have to move over to fibre at some point over the next kind of like 5, 6, 7 years. And the government have some really aggressive targets in doing that. And as an ISP, we're here to try and help that, because most businesses are commercially driven, and ultimately, you know, people like BT and some of our competitors are more interested in the, you know, housing estates with 250 houses than the industrial estate with 15 or 20 businesses. And that's our niche. That's what we kind of want to do. So it'd be quite interesting to try and just have some conversations with you guys about your pain points. You know, where's your connectivity letting you down? How would better connectivity allow you to perform better? How would better connectivity allow you to use more modern tools and help your business grow and develop and be kind of not left behind? So, you know, it's never, we don't think it's fair that, for example, a business within your sector might be based in the middle of a city and have far better connectivity and allow them to use better tools than you, for example, who've got an office on the outer urban edge or somewhere where BT have left behind. And you're not allowed to compete because the technology that you have at your disposal isn't the same. You know, that's just not fair. So over the kind of the last 20 years, I suppose, we've built out to 450 industrial estates and science parks across the whole of the UK. We build street side cabinets as well, and we've got 667 of those, which we're adding more to on a day-by-day basis. And we're also expanding our network every single day. So the more fibre we put in the ground, the more availability we have, and the easier it is to get to as many people as we possibly can. So what does, you know, kind of a low contended network mean? So a really good example is you can buy fibre to the cabinet from BT or many places, and they will offer headline figures of speeds of, say, a 40-10 service or an 80-20. But after you've got that service installed and put into your business and you do a speed check, it normally ends around being a bit lower, a lot lower, depending on how far away you are from the cabinet or the state of the copper that's serving you. And when you call BT to say, I'm asking, you know, I'm paying for a 40-10 service here, but I'm only getting 18-3, they just say, well, that's up to speeds, unfortunately. So that's the best you're going to get. One of the things that we really pride ourselves on is that if we sell a 40-10 service, the customer will get a 40-10 speed. If we sell an 80-20, they will get an 80-20 speed. And if for any reason we cannot get to those speeds, we'll actually adjust the price down to reflect the speeds that you are actually getting. We're a big believer in that you should be only paying for what you're actually getting. We've also revolutionized the FTTP, or the fibre to the premise, in the sense that all of our FTTP services are synchronous. So we offer 100 on 100, not like our competitors where they'll offer a 50-10 or a 120 or 140. It's all synchronous. And the reason for that is because as technology gets better and as we start using more services, one thing is downloading the information that you need, but you're also going to be in a position where you need to start uploading information, such as using hosted voice services or sending large files, architects, design plans, things like that. So we think that, your down and your up should be identical, and we can offer those services right up to a gig on a gig or 10 gig in some areas as well, which is brilliant. So the whole point of this is just to say that we're here to help. We've been helping businesses for a long time. Many people know us, not enough though. Hence we're doing things like this just to remind people that we're here and try and help people where we can. So if you have any connectivity problems, if you have anything you want to talk about in the world of internet, we've got our stand. There's 5 of us on hand to help and answer questions and be there for you guys. Hope you have a really good show. And I look forward to hopefully meeting some of you virtually in this instance, and then hopefully physically at some point over the coming years. But thank you very much for your time. Thanks for listening, and we hope you keep safe and have a great week. Thank you. Bye bye.